Hey guys, today we are outside Hornchurch Test Centre and I'm going to show you how to drive so that you can pass your test first time. Let's go. If you want me to do another test centre, put it in the comments below and then let me visit your test centre so I can show you how to drive there. But for now, let's get into this one. So it's quite a busy road. I've not been on this test centre before, so it's going to be quite fun. So far, we parked on the right outside the test centre actually. Normally when you start on the main road like this, some people find it easy, some people find it hard. But let's see. So right now I can see there's quite a big gap over there, but I've just started my car. The examiner told us to drive straight ahead, so I'm just going to get my car ready and then I'll do my checks starting from this mirror, then that mirror, over my shoulder as well. I'll put a signal on because it's quite busy. I'm going to keep checking, make sure that it's still safe. And now that we're on the road, check the mirror again, making sure I'm aware of the speed limit, which is 30 miles an hour right now, then I can carry on. So the road looks quite wide, so it's not a bad road to start on actually. So I'm in third right now. I can see we have to turn left soon. So mirror, signal left, zebra crossing is nice and clear. Getting into second, so I can take this turn nice and slowly. Braking the whole time while I'm doing that, and then off the brake now, adding a bit of gas. So here the road is a bit narrow. I'm not sure how wide it is, so I'm just going to take my time. I don't want to squeeze into anywhere that I'm not sure about. So if I'm not sure about a space, I'll just take my time, check my right mirror over there, and then now check my left mirror to go back to the left. So if you're not sure about a space, don't rush into it and potentially end up making the person in front of you have to stop or slow down too much. So here we've got a bit of restriction. So I'm going to go into first gear on the approach to this so I can take it nice and slowly. There is a car behind me coming up quite fast, but I'm not going to worry about them too much. I'm going to take my time, checking both sides, and then now I can carry on. So I'm going to check my right mirror because now I can see a bit more space, but then where the van is, it looks a bit tight. But now when I get closer, I can see that's a bit bigger. I'm going to check my left mirror to go back towards the left, and then into third now. So just because you see a speed bump doesn't mean that it's 30 miles per hour, or it doesn't mean that it's 20 miles per hour, sorry. I used to think that because you see a speed bump it's going to be 20 miles per hour, but it doesn't mean that. So here I'm going to go into second because I can see it's a bit of a sharp bend as well towards the right. Check my mirror. And then towards the left here. We're going to turn right at this roundabout. Mirror, signal. Approaching it slowly. I can't see because of this hedge here, so I'm going to go into first. Once I can see it's properly clear, then I can start making my move. Cutting a little bit over the circle, it's okay to do that. I know some people have argued in the comments that you can't cut across the circle, but you can. Especially where it's really tight like that, yeah? It's going over this bridge, it's hump bridge. I can't really see on the other side properly, so I'm just slowing it down a bit. Then we've got a speed bump. Carrying on, turning this left, mirror signal, and turning right to the end, and checking both sides, and then left again straight away. So it's quite a tricky one there. You got left, right, left straight away. In those kind of situations, I think the examiner will probably tell you in advance what you're going to have to do. So meeting situations potentially here, and then returning next right, so mirror, signal right. So here I have to go on the wrong side because of the van is parked opposite the junction, but sometimes you have to do that. And then now I can turn on my side of the road. So here I'm going to pull up on the left before that next car over there so I can do a parallel park exercise. So mirror, signal left. I'm going to block this driveway a bit as I stop because I don't want to get too close to the car ahead over there. I'll partially block it just so I'm not too close to that car, because when you're doing this parallel park exercise, you don't want to start really close to the car because it makes it difficult to then maneuver yourself beside the car. But if you give yourself enough space like this, it makes it a lot easier to then get yourself beside that car without struggling. Yeah. So now I'm gonna do the reverse park, parallel park. The examiner will say something like, when you're ready, I'd like you to pull up beside that car and then reverse into the space, finishing anywhere within 2 car lengths. You can ignore the driveways on this occasion, which means you can finish blocking the driveway, but don't drive on it. Yeah, so now this looks like a nice quiet road, but I still need to be vigilant, so I'm gonna do all my checks. There's no one really around, so I'm not gonna signal. And I'm gonna pull myself up beside this car. Get straight into reverse so anybody around me knows what I'm doing. Do my full checks. Once I'm happy it's safe, I'll start reversing back. Turning towards the left, because that's where we want the car to go. Checking everywhere, using my small mirrors, using my big mirrors, and this mirror using my shoulders. Yeah, now I can start turning towards the right. Yeah, I'm going to show you what to do if you make a mistake. So let's say now we've ended up too close to the curb. So I can feel the curb now. If I go back anymore, I will mount the curb. You don't want to do that. So you'd want to start correcting, but there's a car coming from this side now. So I'm going to make sure first that they are aware of me. So that's why you don't want to just start moving out straight away. Check first. So even now, I'll check again because it's been a while since I last checked. So I'll move towards the left a bit, create some space between me and the curb. Then now, I'll go back into reverse. And again, I'm going to check before I move because things change. And I'm going to steer a bit towards the right. And once I'm happy that it's nice and straight and not too close or too far from the curb, I'll stop. So you probably noticed I'm partially blocking the driveway over here on the left, but it's okay. Remember the brief the examiner said you can block the driveways on this occasion. So now we'll drive on again. So here, if you're too close to the car, you can reverse back, which is what I'm going to do. Sometimes the examiner will just say to drive on from here, or sometimes they'll tell you, oh, you can reverse back a bit if you want, or sometimes they won't say anything. So if you really feel like you're too close, it's up to you. You can reverse back up to about there. And then when it's safe to go again, I'm going to check all around, do my shoulder check, and then start steering towards the right. You notice I'm looking a lot over there as well because of where this parked car is. It was hiding the road, so if anybody coming down, I wanted to make sure I could see them properly. And then back on my side, checking my right mirror before I go around this van. Keeping it nice and slow. This is the 30 road, but I'm not going to go really fast around here because I can't see what's happening on this bend here especially. It's not a particularly wide road. So follow it towards the left. And at the end of the road I'm going to be turning right. Slowing it down a bit. So this is the roundabout, so mirror, mirror, signal right. Braking the whole time because it's downhill. I'll go into first. I'm going to be really careful here because it's a bit hidden over there. And I'm listening out for anybody coming down there really fast as well. But no one was doing that, so then I can make my turn. Got another little roundabout coming up, or mini roundabout should I say. Here we're going to go straight, checking that side, make sure it's safe and it's looking good, so I don't need to worry about that. And then at the end here we're turning left, so mirror, mirror, signal left. So it looks like still a 30 road, but I can't see properly because of the hedges, so I'm just going to edge out slowly. Now I'm happy it's clear, then I can make my turn. So it looks like we're coming up to a left soon. So this is actually a new road, so we're going to have to turn here. So I'll signal to turn here. So this will be like a second left from that road over there. And cancel my signal. So be prepared for anybody coming out of the road or onto your lane and stopping in front of you like that. So you're turning left here, checking both sides. Because these roads are getting narrower and narrower as we go further down this way.
Continue for half a mile.
Still 30 miles per hour. So get into third. So somewhere like here, the examiner could ask you to pull over because there's no road markings. So I'm going to check my center mirror, signal left. Make sure there's no junction near me or too close to that side. There's a nice space over here. And pull over on the left, just like that. Cancel my signal. Handbrake on, neutral. Remember, this order doesn't really matter too much. As long as it's done, as long as it's safe and secured, it doesn't really matter which order you do it in. Now we're going to drive on again. So get my car ready. In these kind of situations, you have to be really aware and be patient. Make sure that you don't come out when it's busy. So I can see a car coming behind us right now. And then once he's gone, check over my shoulder. I'll put a signal on as well because we are near some other people, just like this person. I let him come out because he started coming out as I was moving off. So that was fine. So this is quite a nice road, but obviously you don't want to get too distracted by the beautiful houses and the beautiful trees. You just want to focus on what you're doing. Okay, we're taking the next road on the right. Like it's where that yellow car is. So mirror, signal right. Oh, there's not a road there. I thought that was a road. So if you do that, just cancel your signal and then reapply it when it's the right place. So it's another roundabout. Checking the right from early. It's looking good. And then that car has to wait for me on the left, and I make my move. Third. The sun's not so bright now, so I'm just going to take my sunglasses off. See a zebra crossing up ahead. Checking my center mirror and my right mirror, and my left mirror as well. Slowing it down a tiny bit just to make sure there's no one crossing the road, but it looked like it was clear. This is a bit downhill, so that's why you notice I'm not pressing the gas a lot, but the car's still moving at quite a decent pace. Got little reminders for the speed limit there. I've never seen them like that before. That was quite strange. So 2 signs on the same sign. So it looks like up ahead the road is going to branch off into 2 directions, and we're following it towards the right. So remember, I'm not sure if this is a junction or not, so I'm going to approach it slowly. Oh, it's actually a turn here. Okay. So you see, on the sat nav it looked like it was following the road ahead, but it's actually a turn. And this is a 20-mile-an-hour road now. It said it on the floor, so make sure you watch out for that. It's probably said it on the signs as well, but a lot of these are reinforced with floor markings as well. Coming up to a chicane or width restriction here. Road narrowing where the other people coming down the road have priority, so I'm just going to wait for them, give them way, and then carry on. Bearing in mind it's the 20 mile an hour. On 20 mile an hour roads, the mistake a lot of learners make is they accelerate too hard, and when you do that, without you knowing, you're going to be over the speed limit.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left onto AV Road.
And then checking the speed limit signs back to, it says 20 on the floor, but it said 30 on the sign. So that was a bit confusing. So now it's saying 30, and then it's saying 30 there as well. Not accelerating too hard because you see, I think maybe there's like a classic car show or something over there. Just be wary of people coming out of the road. Here we're turning left to the end. So mirror, signal left, and the sign is telling us it's now 40 as we turn into this road. So a mini roundabout. It's quite a bit hidden over there. It's a bit A lot of hedges there, so I'm just going to be careful. And then now I can see it's clear. Carry on. Remembering that this is a 40-mile-an-hour road, so I don't want to be going too slowly here for no reason. Checking for any little reminders or any little signs that tell us the speed again. Because it's quite bushy, a lot of signs are hidden. So this car's turning, so just slow down enough so they can make their turn. A mistake people make is, or learners make, is they expect drivers to just move out the way really quickly in front of them. Sometimes they take long. Be ready for that. So in fourth now, going at 40 miles per hour. It's nice and clear on this road. Checking behind me as well to see who's around. They're really far away, anybody who's near me, so I'm not worried too much about anyone close by. We've got a sharp bend coming up. You see with the signs telling us sharp bend towards the right. I'm just going to slow it down a bit to 30. So depending on how sharp it is, there I did 30 because I judged that space or how sharp it was. Sometimes you might even need to go slower than that, or sometimes you can do it a bit faster. Just depends on the bend. Here we're going to be turning left, so mirror, signal left. And these kind of roads, usually there's a giveaway at the end. Check that side, make sure it's safe, and carry on. Still 40. To the left over there, so I'm going to reduce my speed. Still 40 miles per hour. This one I'm going to go into second gear because it's very sharp and I can't see into the bend here as well, so I'm going to go into second gear. So you see the difference between this one and the last sharp bend I did. Then it bends to the right. Again, I might even slap it into second just so I can take this sharp bend nice and easily. Still 40. Then we're turning left where that red car just came from. So I'll check my center, check my left, signal left. So this car here has to give us priority because we are already on this side, so they wait for us. Checking the speed limit as I turn into the road. Check my mirror as well. Still 40. So it looks like we're on this road for a little while. If you're not used to driving in country roads, practice before you go for your test around here. There's a lot of country roads. So in other test centers, some of them are like 60 miles per hour. But here, most of the time I've seen is 40. And I'm not reaching 40 most of the time as well. I'm reaching 40 when the road is nice and straight. So like here I'm doing about 35. It's enough for now. And then when it gets a bit more straight like this, now I'm doing 40. Just depends on the terrain and how sharp and how bendy it is. Yeah, it's like now I'm going to slow down a bit more. So I can see it's coming up to a bend. And we are turning right at the end here. So signal right. So which one should I take? I'll take this one. And then right again.
Continue for half a mile.
Checking both sides, looking good. Still 40. There's a motorbike behind me now. So I'm not going to let him, dictate how I drive. I'll just drive how I want. and then if he decides to overtake me, I'll be aware of that, and then he can do that. But I'm not going to slow down to let him go past, or like move out the way, or go faster. I'm just going to drive, but be aware that he's there. Slowing down a bit for the bends. In fourth right now, and it's ideal for this sort of speed. So this road is quite nice in terms of the way it tells you what the speed is. There's lots of reminders everywhere, so I don't think there's an excuse to not know the speed limit around here. We're going to be turning left sometime soon. I think it should have been that left there, but I missed it, so I'm going to carry on. This is what happens sometimes. You might miss a turn, but don't do anything dangerous to make the turn. I realised last second, because a lot of these turns are really hidden. But if you miss a turn, just carry on. You get redirected. It's all about safety. That's the main thing. Still 40 miles per hour. So sometimes the examiner will tell you to turn a certain road and then go back on the route, or they might just tell you to go in a completely different way. I think that's the M25 we just went past. Yeah. Sometimes you might see a car coming towards you a little bit in your lane. That's why I slowed down a little bit there.
Turn left onto Plain Tie Road.
Okay, we're turning left soon. Go into third,
Turn left onto Clay Tie Road.
mirror, signal left, and I can see the sign there for 30 miles per hour because we're going back to sort of residential roads now. I'll go into first because I can't really see properly. Now I can see it's clear. Then I carry on, and it's back to 40 miles per hour. I'll go straight from second to fourth. Block changing. That's worth practicing doing, because you've got to do it the right way, otherwise your car will struggle. Okay, going slightly downhill. Not slightly, this is a really big steep downhill. So I'm just going to reduce my speed or control my speed by braking. If I don't brake, I'm going to break the speed limit here. Something that a lot of new learners don't realise, that you have to control your car even if you're going downhill. Here I'm going to pull over on the left in a safe place, so mirror, signal left. Let this bike guy know that I'm pulling over. Remember, there's no road markings here. It's a raised curb, so we can pull over here. And then now I'll drive on again when it's safe. So I'll get my car ready. There are cars behind me. I'll let them know that I want to pull off, and then I'll move off, checking my mirrors and my shoulder. The whole time I was keeping an eye on them to make sure that they knew I was about to move off, because they couldn't go anywhere because there were cars coming from the other side. But sometimes if there's no cars, they might try to go around you as you're moving off, so be aware that, you know, they might try to do that. Okay, we're turning left sometime soon. I think it's the end of the road. Check my center mirror, left mirror. signal left. Braking the whole time. I'll go, which gear should I use? It's a mini roundabout. I'm going to go into first. So I couldn't really see until I got right here whether it was clear or not. It's okay, mate. Now I can see it's nice and clear. I can move.
Continue for 1.5 miles.
It says 50 on my sat nav, but on the floor it said 40. I'm going to trust what it says on the floor because sometimes the sat navs are outdated. And even though it's 40, this car in front of me is going very slowly. I'm not going to be in a mad rush to go past them. I'm going to wait for a nice safe space first. So like at the moment here I can see there's cars coming towards us. We're also approaching a bend as well. So it wouldn't make sense to try to overtake them now. Even though there's a car coming fast from behind me. Keeping a nice safe gap. Again, looking at the reminders on the floor saying 40, even though the sat nav is saying 50. Still saying 40. We're doing about 30 now. I'm still not going to overtake because it's not safe yet. You need to get into a position where you're really comfortable with making decisions. Like now, there's a dip down there. I couldn't see that car. So if I tried to go past them there, that would have been a problem. So you need to get comfortable with waiting behind a slow car. Because it's not you that's driving slowly, it's them. So there's nothing you can do about it until you're certain that it's safe. I can see a sign reducing the speed from 40 back down to 30. So hopefully if you weren't driving now, your anxiety will kind of go down a bit because you're not going that slowly anymore. Slowing it down a bit. Keeping an eye on the person behind me because they are quite close. But I'm not going to let that affect me too much. Another little mini roundabout coming up, so I'm just going to slow down. Get into second for this so I can check the right properly. The right is looking good. Zebra crossing, checking my centre mirror, my right mirror, my left mirror. Oh, looking good. That person was walking towards it, but they weren't that near, so. Okay, I missed my turning again. I'll take the next one. Mirror, mirror, signal left. Into second. Check my left mirror again. So you notice I braked a bit more before I turned just to make it go slower. Straight into a meeting situation. Check my right before I come out. So So when you're turning into a new road, most of the times you're the one that will have the space when you get into a meeting situation, so be prepared to do that. At the end here I'm turning left, so mirror,
Turn left onto Derrick
Mirror.
Gardens. Then turn right onto
Signal.
Argyle Gardens.
and notice how I'm positioning myself towards the left on the approach. Checking the right, checking the left, checking the right again. It's looking good, then I carry on. There's a lady about to cross, but hopefully she can wait for me.
Onto Argyle Gardens.
Thank you very much. I'm going to turn right,
Sunnyside Gardens.
go in the middle there a bit to go not so close to those cars, and then once I go past them, position myself on the correct side of this junction. Looking good, can carry on. And then taking the next right where that car is coming from. So mirror, mirror, signal right. I'll keep it in second. This is a very nice and wide road. Check my mirror. And then carry on. There's no road markings on this road in the middle to tell you which one or where the middle of the road is. So you just kind of have to kind of guess where the middle of the road is and try to keep a bit left without being too close to the left side. So right now I'm driving around this sort of position. And I'm doing around just over 20 miles per hour. And once it gets clearer, I can get into third, go a bit faster. Slowing down for the bend, keeping to my side, checking over this side. See, I'm checking
Northwest on Sunnyside
on this side of the pillar.
Then turn left onto St. Mary's Lane.
And I had to go on the wrong side, so I had to go a bit slower as well. Slowing it down again because here is quite tight. So I'm just going to go into second and carry on. So don't ignore the fact that it's two cars
Left onto St.
parked
Mary's
close
Lane,
together.
B187.
Here we're turning left, so mirror, mirror, signal. This guy's reversing into this road, so I'm just going to give him space just so I know exactly what he's doing. Not sure if he's going left or right, or if he's just, okay, he's going left. Okay, this is a slight slope, so I can either use my handbrake. Let me use my handbrake so I can try to do it that way. Got my handbrake on. Once I see a nice big gap, I'm gonna get my biting point and then release the handbrake. Or if this person lets me in, biting point. But this cyclist is trying to go past me. So it's just about communicating. You shouldn't really be riding on the pavement, that's why it was a bit confusing. But he tried to go around me as I was moving off. Okay, check both sides, carry on.
Continue for half a mile.
We're going straight, so you can see the right lane there is only for turning right. So when you're going straight, the examiner's not going to tell you use this lane or use that lane unless it's really like not clear. You need to be looking out for the road markings so that you know what lane it is to go straight on. So at lights, you can just relax for a bit. If you're not that comfortable or confident with moving off or getting ready to move off quickly, don't do it this way. Have it in gear, ready, with your clutch down, so that when it goes to amber, you can just make your move. But if you're really comfortable and you've done lots of lessons and you're comfortable with getting into gear and moving off smoothly without panicking or stalling, then you can also just do it that way and relax your feet for a bit. But at the same time, make sure you're looking at the lights so that you don't miss them when they turn green. So like now, then I can make my move. Being confident that these guys have to wait for me. Speed bump, or road hump, should I say, for those people doing their theory. By the way, if you're doing a theory, make sure you join our group. I'll put the link in the description. And yeah, this is what our group looks like. We do lots of work in there. We do hazard perception training. We answer your questions. You can get a one-to-one session from myself, all included in your membership. You don't pay anything extra, so make sure you join our group. Okay, so quite steep downhill here. So just using my brake to control my speed. So it looks like we're heading back towards the test centre. So on this route, there's a lot of straight roads. A few turns here and there, but a lot of straight roads. And a lot of speed limit signs as well, telling you what the speed limit is. So far, in all the test routes I've done, this is probably the one that's easiest to tell what the speed limit on that road is. The only thing I'd say that's quite tricky is sometimes the turns come out of nowhere, especially on the country roadsides. The turns can take you by surprise. But then again, remember, if you're not sure where the turn is, or if you miss the turning, just don't slam your brake to make the turn, just carry on. Do what feels safe. Again, as we're approaching this light, I'm looking on the ground to see which lane goes where. I can see the left lane goes straight and the right lane is only for turning right. So earlier I showed you how to do that little hill thing with the handbrake, but I'm going to show you now how to do it with just the brake. So I'll get my biting point first while I've got my foot on the brake, and then off the brake, add a bit of gas and smoothly bring the clutch up. So you can do it either way, just as long as it's controlled. It's up to you how you do it. Checking my mirrors. You notice as well, when I go through lights, I'm checking my mirrors on both sides, because sometimes people use that right lane to go straight. Or there might be motorbikes or even cyclists, scooters. That's why you see me when you go through lights, I'm checking my mirrors to see who's next to me. I'm starting to recognise the area a bit more now, so it looks like we're going back towards the test centre. Just keeping it towards the left. Got a zebra crossing, it looks like. So I'm going to second. And it looks like there's a giveaway there as well. So I'm going to just go past the zebra crossing and then give these people way. Another zebra crossing, so I'm just going to keep an eye on it. And sat-nav's telling us that we're going to be arriving in 100. I don't know how many feet it said, but we're nearby. Okay, so I can see learner cars there. I'm going to pull up on the left, so mirror, mirror, signal left. Hopefully there's a space. Yeah, there's a space just here. Clutch control on point. I'm hoping that when you guys have to do this, you don't have to park like this, because it's quite tight. Yeah, checking my surroundings before I reverse back. sure I don't get too close to that car. And then that's it, like that. So normally when you finish your test and you're pulling over, in most test centers that I've been, it's not that difficult. It's just a matter of moving into the left and then finishing up and parking. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed that one. I'm going to be doing more test routes like this, so let me know in the comments below what test route you want next, and then I'll hopefully go for that one. So I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out our group as well on the link that I provided in my description. Otherwise guys, take care and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.